Okay, I'm inlaying some squash blossoms. I'm using Nakama Jet, opal, blue, white. They got all kinds of different kinds of opal. There's some that have a pinkish, purplish, light, white, and this is kind of like a purple. A little. See if you can see it. Um, I'm using this is picture jasper. This is gonna be for the houses. I'll show you how to do the houses step by step. And this is turquoise, natural turquoise. You can tell it's natural because it has those pits in there. Pits, you can see it. They got all types of different varieties of turquoise. There's different names. And yeah, you can see some spider web in there. They call it spider web. Some brown. Well, I don't know what this stone is called, but it was pretty good. I got orange. This is opal as well. There's some lapis. And here's the squash blossom sets. I'm gonna show you. This is gonna be all inlaid. They call it inlaid. You put those stones in here, and it's gonna be night sky. There's two sets. Come with the earrings, the whole pair. So I'll be doing one first, and I'm gonna show you how to start and to finish. So I gotta cut these stones using this cutter. There's a little blade on there. Let's see. Little blade. Use water. Machine. This is a setup that I made, and a lot of people would use something similar. There's water. You could have a hose running through with the pump, and this is where you turn it down and off for the water to drip. A lot of people have different setups. This is how I have mine, and I'll show you on a different video what you could use to make a grinding wheel. So you can grind stones what you like, and maybe you guys can try something, you know. And there's a couple of stuff that you use with this. So I use super glue 202. I prefer 202. They have different types of super glue. You get one that dries, spray. I don't really use this that much, so I just use this just at the end when I drill my stars. You guys will see. That's not really I use after, and I use a lot of this. So, and this is a T-bar. They call it a T-bar. It has little diamonds. Use this to grind this to make it straight, because when you grind this, eventually the stones will put grooves in it, and you try to keep it straight to keep these stones straight. I'll show you why. And this is to sharpen it. They call this a dresser, and yeah, spurs. They call this spurs. It's to make it sharp. You just put it against it, keep it sharp, and usually you could put something on. I have a 2x4 to put it against it, and yeah. So let's get to cutting. Let's go start with the jet, Acoma jet. We'll cut this. You can cut it either way. Don't really matter. I like to cut it. Some I like to use long way, or I just look at it, and it don't really matter how you cut it. It really depends on how you want it. So you can see the blade from there. So don't be scared to cut it with your hand. Well, I've been doing this for a while, so years, and I got used to it. Just cut it through. Let's see. See, keep using that thin and keep going all the way until it's all gone. All you gotta do is just pull it against it and barely push, and it'll do most of the time for you. And if you're a beginner, you could start slow, use pieces that you don't really use. Buy some stones. I got some stones that you can use at a local silver store or a stone store. That's how I cut all of my stones, piece by piece. So just keep going, next one, next one. Yeah. So let me cut all these and we'll get to cutting the other stuff. Yeah, when you cut the Yakima, sometimes they'll, at first when you have like a new blade, it'll take time to cut it and take forever. It wouldn't feel like it would be cutting it, but once you start to using your blade, I like pieces like this. Nice good piece. When you get a piece good like that, you could use this for what I'm going to be doing. And here's the opal. Same process for opal. Put it under there. You can, same size. Like I said, you just let it do the cutting for you. Do the cutting for you. It really depends on what you're going to be making. There's a lot of ways you could use and how thickness of the you could even make your own cabs. I'll show you that later on down the road. I'll show you how to make cabs out of opal. Pretty much any stone. Handmade cabs. You don't gotta buy cabs. Well, depends on what you're making, and you could make your own cabs. I do sometimes when I make certain pieces, necklaces, bracelets. I'll show you that in the future as well. Making cast bracelets. I'll show you from start to finish what I use, what kind of tools, what kind of torch. I'll show you all that and how the bracelet starts, pouring it, the heatness. I'll even show you how to carve on the rock. Well, they call that a rock, but it's called the pizza stone. White, soft. Yeah, that'll be on another video. Yeah, I'll give you a heads up. I'm going to be doing that a day before or something. See, here's the checklist, and these, depends on what pieces you're making. If I'm going to be using this for this, I would pretty much measure it, something like that. Or the wideness, see, if this won't fit all the way, you could cut it this way, or you could cut it right down the middle. And yeah, so different sizes, and usually when I measure it, I usually get a pencil and I'll mark it like the thickness of it. If I want it down here, and I'll cut it this way. Right? And this is hopefully this won't fall apart. Some turquoise will just brittle fall apart. And see, put these stay together, it comes out really nice. See it. Sorry about my camera. I'm barely starting off YouTube. I've been doing this for a while. In Lane, I've been doing this for like 24 years. So, and YouTube, I'm new to it, obviously. So bear with me. And yeah, that's how you basically cut all the stones. I'm gonna cut the brown in a minute. And Doby for my houses. They call it Doby house. So what I'm gonna be making is Doby houses, night sky. Um, Same way as the brown. You cut it. Usually this, I'll cut a long slab, like long way. This one I'll cut a little thicker than most. See, that's how you like it, all the way around. And yeah, there's another piece I'll be cutting, but yeah, I like that. And this one, the same way. Depends on how much of it you're going to be using. You don't got to cut all of it now. Cut it piece by piece. Anyway, so these I'll be using for a little bit. So you got a piece like this, step by step. This is a grinding wheel. It's 100 grit. So throw on water. If you don't use water, it's gonna get all hot. It's gonna dry. It's gonna crack. It's gonna stink. It's gonna throw a bunch of dust. You can go, well, a lot of people make this. They have this really straight, or there's different. The more you use it, the setting, it's gonna go to your liking of how you use it. So a lot of people, they'll turn cricket sideways, straight. I like to keep mine really straight. And so when I grind it, I usually don't grind like this because there'll be a little bow. So when I grind it, I go towards the edge like that. You see how that's straight? You get that. Like I was saying, the Akuma Jet, I'll use both hands. Usually, normally, I like to use both hands. And I don't really push on it because it gets hot and it starts cracking. You just let it grind it, let it grind itself, and yeah, go a long way. See how I'm making that straight as well. So and I like to keep a rag. Well, this rag is really dirty, but don't mind it. It's gonna get dirty anyway. This jet's kind of really dirty. You see all the like brown, yeah. And I can show you tricks on how to use this jet when it's dry. So something normally I like to do. See, it's getting there. So they're running out of this stuff, Takuma Jet. Oh, you can buy them. The other places have them, but where I'm from, our local businesses, there's only one place I get it, and it's really awesome. There's a guy I know there. He's pretty cool. He lets me pick out some pretty good jet. I like it. Awesome person. So normally when I'm grinding them like this, after I'm done, I'll put my glue on it, grab the other stone that I just grinded, and I'll put it together. And then keep it flat as you can. It don't have to really be it's perfect. And I usually wipe the top. I use my finger and I'll wipe on the rag. And you can do that step by step. So keep going, and that's how it looks for now. And let's go cut it and grind it, and the process will be the same. So you get it like this, and then you grind it. And here's the cutter. Normally when I cut it, I'll try to cut not skinny, not too skinny, but not too wide, and right skinny as you. So like I said, the process goes over and over. And you just grind this one again. Which I like to grind the top. Sometimes they'll chip. I'm grinding that brown off because I'm not really using that brown right now. So then you just grind it. So I'm gonna be using. It's pretty small. So if you can't really see, you can put your light closer to it. That's how small I'm gonna be using it. So that's pretty thin if you can see it. If I had a better camera, which I'm gonna be getting to pretty soon, and it's kind of thin if you see it. It's not that good, but like you'll see in my clips, I have shorts that I made houses. So this process will go about 4 times. You see. It's taking for a little while. Anyways, um, let's go do this 4 times. And gotta cut it again. Usually when I like to cut this, I would always make 2. And I'll probably make another one. So cut it again. That way it'd be easier putting them together so we won't use one. Well, it depends on how much stone you have. If you got enough to do 2, you could do 2. And yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. So, like I said, you just put it together. Use the glue. The glue is what's going to be holding. So, grind it. I like to keep my surface really dry, so it'll hold the glue pretty good. And yeah, put it on, put your glue. I use my hand a lot. See how it dries through right away. Just put it together. Wipe the top off. Well, that's what I do, so wipe it off with cloth. And the process will go over and over, and I'll keep going until I show you the end of it. Like I said, it's gonna keep going. See that black in there? I'm gonna be doing the same process, but this yeah, I started doing this when I was, I believe, 14 was the very first time I got introduced to inlaying. And I've been doing this for 24 years now. Yeah, about 24. So it's off and on thing. I like to do different things. Squash blossoms, like I said, casting. I make rings, all different varieties of stuff. One of a kind pendants. Just you make one and sell it. If you can make multiple, same thing of a lot of things. Depends on your supplies and what you're doing. And there's a lot of ways, tricks, and how to get around using silver. It's not just one way. So there's a that spray. This spray, it'll dry it out real fast. It'll get that glue dry. I don't really use that. I just cut. Yeah, you just go steps. See, I'm almost there. Is the third one, third line, and then you grind it. Like what I showed you. Grind it. And then if you want to know how You keep that as narrow as you can. You can I like to eyeball it and see the width, and you can grind the top too. So after you're done putting the stone on, grind the top, flatten it, and it'll show you like an outline. You get an outline on there. The easiest process, over and over. Put another stone, put another black, grind the top. Um, I'll show you on the next video how to make the houses. This is the first start of it. I'm gonna show you this whole thing from finish to start. Yeah, I've been doing jewelry for a while. I like it. It's something different. You can come up with your like different designs. Depends on how creative you are. You don't really have to have skill. You could just make a machine, and like I said, I'll show you how to make a machine. What to use, and I'll even show you how to make trays. I made a few trays, and I'll show you how to make that from start. Down the road, I'll show you how to build a whole machine, so you could try this at home. Find some stones. This machine, this cutter, it's a stone cutter. It can cut pretty much anything. Metal, I use it to cut metal sometimes, but I don't push on it. I just let it do the cutting. It has a little diamond blade on it. Mm. The last part. See, sometimes it don't go as planned. They fall apart. I like to use this piece, grind it as good as I can. Where it broke, I'll grind it off. See? Square it off. If you can see it. My lighting is not as good. Yeah, square it off. And you don't get this much. A lot of little crack breaking stones and pretty much a lot of stones. You'll see the crack ahead of time, but Akamajet, you won't see it. It'll be cracked, but you won't see it because it's wet. And once you apply it, it'll crack on you, especially when you get into a good piece. But you can put a lot of stones together and make your own. As long as it edges clean. I blow on my stuff a lot. So keep it dry. Put that stone there. Wipe out the top like I say I usually do. So this will be the last jet. Put it on there. It'll eventually dry. So that'll be the last step, and then we'll get to building. And I'll show you that on my next video. We get to cutting this. Finish this off. Then you just see how it's sticking out. But you can grind that off. Don't worry about that. Like I said, you grind the top. You want to keep where you're grinding. And see, it'll bring it up. Yeah, one of my shorts, I have they call it a hogan. Or a hogan with a chimney that has smoke coming out, and that's similar to what I'm using. Well, for that part, I'll do the same thing, but I'll make it smaller, like right there. Cut it up to right there and use that, and make the top, the roof, chimney. Use This is for Doby houses, so where I grind it, it'll be straight. A lot of people like there's people different inlays. A lot of people are talented out there. There's a lot of people are creative. Some some even put me in shock. Like, whoa, you made this? Gee, that's nice. It's different type of inlays, and that's it. That's all to it. And cut those. Cut it. See. Now this is Doby house. Grinded top, sides. Grind the edges. How small you want it. So that piece came out to there. Let's see. I don't know why my camera sucks. Well, there you go. That's, and I'll show you on the next video. Thanks for watching.